Hey guys, what's going on? I got up this weekend with high hopes and dreams of going to the big range and testing all those bullets. It just hasn't worked out. It's just the way it goes sometimes. I do want to make this video. I had one of the guys or had one of my viewers ask a question about the ACME Bullets. And he was saying that he was getting some jams in his gun because of the bullet itself. Well, we got to talking quite a bit, and I told him, that basically he was loading the bullet way too long. With those ACME bullets, they're intentionally designed to be more like a wad cutter design. They have more of a short nose, if you will, more of a blunt tip. And because of that, when you read a lot of the other load data, and I can understand, I really do, I get it. You read all the other people's load data, and you think, oh, the 1.120 is just an overall good case length to reload 9mm. And I'm gonna tell you the majority of the time it is, and then a lot of people tell you it's the 1.100. And that's a good overall case length the majority of the time for 9mm. But with these ACME bullets, it's not. It's way too long. And the reason why is because of where the ogive is on the bullet. Okay, they're more of a blunt tip type of bullet. Because they are a more blunt tip type of bullet, that actually makes them more accurate in short range distances. Now, if we were going to shoot them long distance, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 yards, which we're not going to do with pistol type of bullet, then yeah, sure, you would want a more cylindrical cone shape type of bullet. But what these are designed to do is be very accurate at short distances. So we got to talking, me and this gentleman, about the 124 grain specifically, 9mm. And he basically told me that he was getting his load data off a Alliant website. And I was like, I don't think so, but okay. So he sent me a link. And that's the best way to prove me wrong, show me. As my friend PopQuest says, show me. So he did, he sent me that link. Well, I'm gonna roll in some pictures of this in here. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do a talk over, a voiceover, or how we're gonna be able to do it. I might just bring the picture in and let you look at it and then come back. But on the Alliant website, they had on their 124 grains, this is the specifics, ACME bullet development load. They had that on there. Well, on the regular bullet load, which we're gonna call a non-plus-P, just on the regular bullet load, they had the load data set at 1.050. And that's exactly where I've been telling everybody to load these at. Now, did I get my information from Alliant when I developed this load? No. When I started working with this load, there was no information on it. We just, ACME kind of sent me the bullet and said, hey, would you give me a test run, or vice versa? Or I asked them, hey, can I give these a test run? And they did, so we worked out a good load with them. And the overall case length for that load, for me, based on the different guns that I shot in, from Glocks to CZs to 1911 style pistols, that 1.050 was the bullet length that was the best overall for all of them. Now, I'm not saying that you can't load them a little longer for certain guns, because you can, but overall that 1.050 was the bullet length that worked in all the firearms. That is actually the bullet length that I shoot in my revolvers now, because it does do a good job. Yes, I can load those revolvers up to the 1.120 and they'll shoot great. But to have the best groups, the best consistency, the best standard deviations, and all those other ifs and buts in there, I had to load them at the 1.050. Okay, now in the load data that this guy sent me the link of, his was for the Alliant Powders Plus P model. And sure enough, I went over there and looked at it, and it was 1.120. So I called Alliant, and I talked to a gentleman there, who was fairly knowledgeable about his position. He's kind of high up in the Alliant Powder position. He wants to do the best job that Alliant Powder can do. And we got to talking about it. And he said, well, basically, we're going to go retest these to see, if you're right. And I told him, I said, I could be wrong. I'm not all knowing. But based on my information, my current information, because that's where we give our information out, I'm not going to tell you any false truths. I'm not going to do that. But if I have bad information and I put that bad information out and somebody else gives me a little tweak or a little bit better information, then we can adjust those. And that's the beauty about reloading is, there's a lot of if, ands, or buts or variables that can be worked in. But anyway, so we had this long conversation on the phone after I had talked to the ACME Bullet president, like saying, hey, there's some guys on YouTube that are having a little problem with your bullet. Are we in agreement? This is how it should be loaded. And he basically told me, absolutely. He said those bullets are made to be shot at a shorter overall case length. So, he's even kind of, the president of ACME is even thinking about changing his bullet mold to make them where they will be at the longer lengths. And I kind of pleaded with him, don't change a thing because they work great. The bullet in and of itself is a great, accurate bullet. And everybody who's tried it and has reloaded it at the correct overall lengths will tell you that it's a great, great, accurate bullet. But anyway, Alliant came back and they contacted me and said, yeah, we did some testing and you're right. Those 1.050 is the length for the 124 grain bullet. He said, I don't know if we just mistyped it in on the plus P over the regular 9mm load, but you are correct. That is the length that needs to be set at. So they have hereby, and I'll roll that in here too, they have hereby changed their load data on the 124 grain bullets to the shorter overall case length. So now the gentleman who, and I can understand, he's getting this information from some dummy off the internet. He doesn't know who I am or where I'm getting my information. And he's going to a valid source for good quality load data, and he thinks that that's going to be better than what I'm giving out. And I perfectly understand that. I mean, there's no hard feelings to anybody about this deal. But Alliant powder did change their overall length to the 1.050. So now you all don't have to worry about thinking that that's way too short, because it's not. I also called them back on the 115s because I didn't realize those were incorrect as well. Now, because he doesn't know who I am, the guy for Alliant Powders, because he doesn't know who I am, and at this point I believe that he probably feels like that I'm just being ridiculous. So he said, well, we'll do some testing, but right now we're going to leave that one alone because until we get enough testing through it, then we're going to just leave it. And that's fine. But I'm here to tell you the 1.120 115 grain bullets from Alliant is way too long as well. So I'll roll in those pictures. Y'all can look for them yourself. They have hereby updated the 124s. So therefore, now y'all can reload them at the correct overall length. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned because we do have a lot of stuff in the works. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background that's taking up a lot of my time, but we're going to do some serious reloading here on a lot of different bullets, guys. All right, guys, appreciate you watching. Thank you.